Previously on Syrvivor.
For this challenge, we'll have one winner from Team War Dog, one winner from Team Wentworth.
I found the hidden immunity idol.
Really glad that Owen didn't win immunity.
This, in fact, is
two fucking idol plays.
the 9th person voted out of Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villain, Cass.
I'll Venmo you $20 if you don't write my name down.
And the 10th person voted out of Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains, Eli. Welcome back, guys, to your next meeting in Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes vs. Villains. Let's poll some people. We're halfway into this game. Abby, with such a monumental season as Heroes vs. Villains, what does it mean to make the final 10?
I'm excited. You know, it was definitely a bigger challenge just because coming into this season, like, you're playing with people that are experienced, they know how to play, and they're probably more driven than ever. So I was expecting a harder challenge last season, but that's okay.
Cam, total opposite story from you being the first boot in your own season, now making it here. How does it feel?
It's very exciting. I was super excited just not being the first person voted out from the 5, and after that, I was just kind of here to have fun. It is very challenging knowing that everyone was a returner. It was the first day. I was super nervous, but I myself played well.
And Gabby, similarly, you were second booted off in season 3. How does it feel to be making final 10?
It feels awesome. Obviously, it was a lot better than I did last time, and I'm just very, happy to be here, and really excited to play first time.
With that said, you guys should all be proud to be here into the final 10. And everyone, drop your buffs. We are merged. Today's season, gold is the color. This is gold, not mustard yellow. Congratulations. That said, Anna, getting off in your previous season with the transition tribal, now making it to the merge in an all-returnee season, how does it feel for you?
Well, one of my goals coming into this season was to change my placement, and then I was like, if we make merge, that'd be lit. And I did, so that's nice. That's nice. It's all I could have asked for, and now it feels like a huge weight has been lifted off, and now we can just have fun because we know that we're gonna have those fun and get to hang out.
Jack, a two-timer in the merge, how does it feel?
Feels good. I had a little PTSD from last time because I got voted out right after this happened. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I just love playing with these guys. I'm excited.
Derek, are you nervous for what's to come with this monumental season?
Definitely nervous. We'll see what happens, but I think everybody kind of knows that the season started one way and then rapidly went another way, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes from here.
With that said, this might be your last time playing Syrvivor Syracuse. So with this final 10 stretch, give it your all and claim that championship that you vote for and you won. That said, are you guys ready to find out your first individual immunity challenge?
Yes.
Alright. This is what you're playing for. It's a buff. From season 1, fans versus first, the fan buff. Bit crunkly, I'm sorry. This is immunity for this week. In addition to this, the person who is immune will have the opportunity to grant another person within the merge a new title clue. With that said, you can never know what's happening in Survivor. Yesterday night, we had a reunion with the preacher. And in that reunion, they wanted to seek a little revenge. So, one person will be coming back. We're not merging at 10, we're merging at 11. Basically, last night, Each of them thought they were just spilling tea.
Lydia, we'll go with you first. First boot, different tale from your previous season. How's it been so far? A month back, pretty much.
I mean, it was really weird at first to like not, especially like going in back-to-back seasons to be in the whole time and like not have that space in between. But since, I don't know, it's not like I haven't been talking about it and like hearing about what's going on. So, it's just been weird.
For sure. Kevin, another tale. You finished 5th last time you played, now 2nd off. Well, how did it feel playing this game for the short time that you did?
I don't know, it just felt like almost underwhelming, and as if like all like the, what's that whole phrase, like all the cards are stacked against me. No, it was like, because like I literally came back for like 4 days and then I got voted out, so it was like kind of not, like I didn't feel like I actually played.
Paul, speaking of a person that played pretty deep in, Season 1, first original season, only Season 1 person here tonight, might I add. How did it feel to be out that early? I know you're a big fan.
You know, it hurt. It was good for me. You know, I was a little too invested even. I just couldn't take my mind off it. It's for the best. I'm sad I'm not in, but at least I have people still feeding me information. So it's nice to like have kind of an outside perspective of what's going on. But what do you do?
Madison, going to you, since Jason's not here. But Transition Tribal, tough twist, tough lines, especially with the villains being on the outs there. You and Jake only got votes. How did it feel to go out in that way, of all ways?
It was tough. I mean, from my perspective, I mean, I put up a fight. I did basically everything I could do. I did see it coming, so at least I wasn't like blindsided in that regard. It was just a shame that it had to go down, that I had to vote for Jake, Jake had to vote for me, Owen and Gabby had to contribute. It wasn't like we, as the villain, tried to vote other ways, and just kind of like everyone coming at each other's necks. So it was disappointing, and I felt confident in the game at that point, as much as you can in Survivor. But it is what it is, as I said from that time.
Truly. And that first 4 was the 4 villains, but there are 9 people here, and 5 of them are heroes, and this is where the fault started. Carl, we swapped into 3 tribes. Mitch is here as well, also on that tribe. That being said, what was going through your mind then when you were playing the game and then having to get blindsided right then and there?
I think that in a weird way, the way the game started was really rough for me. Because I don't love the big tribe, big kumbaya game, and that's kind of what we were playing. So I got a chance to shake it up, and I think I may have pushed it a little bit too hard, but it made a lot of sense for me at that time, and it didn't work out, but I don't think I'd go back and change anything.
Mitch, partially the shorthand benefactor of that shake-up, but I guess the shake went back to you. How does it feel being so close to the merge previous time you played and being in the same boat?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely sucks. I was hoping to get just a little bit further. But it was kind of the same situation as last time, where I figured it was my name being written down. You know, if I really thought I was that suspicious, I could have written the other person's name down, but you know, we'll see how it works out for Owen.
And Holly, another person that went far in season 3, going out in a 2-2-2 vote that you didn't see coming, to my knowledge. How did it feel seeing that and then doing a revote and then getting voted off in that one?
It really sucked, honestly, especially because I had truly no idea it was coming. Like, props to Cam and Kat for that, because they played Cass and I all week. Like, I was feeling really good. I was like, oh, I've got some friends. This is awesome. But I'm happy with the pre-jury group. I'm having a good time, so I'm content. I feel like if I had been left in the game without any of my friends at this point, it wouldn't be as fun. So
Yeah. And that's a bit of a telltale sign for this season. Season 3 only has 2 players left in the game. Speaking of season 3, Cassidy, another person voted out in the pre-merge from season 3. Explain to me just your game this time around and getting off the way that you did.
Like the way I played
Yes.
this time. I think I definitely played like more of a forward game this time around. Like I tried harder to like be like reaching out to more people and like more like proactive with the decisions. But I think honestly it just came down to like I like think about like if I had made more of an effort to like be nice to Owen and stuff. But like I don't know, it sucked that like it was an idol that came down to it, but like I don't know. It was a hard decision and like there was like a lot of many factors to it. But I don't know. I wish that I didn't go last week, but it's the way the game works and I'm happy to be in this group.
Yeah. Eli, going to you. Very deja vu-esque for you. You were you and Mitch both in season 2, but you especially were right near the merge. Again, right near the merge. How did it feel? Because you love this game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it didn't feel great. I knew it was probably gonna come because everyone on my tribe was, except for Abby, was playing the numbers game. Everyone thought Owen was gonna go out. I thought Owen was gonna go out. No one knew he had the idol. So their logic was that if Owen was going, then I had to go to even up the numbers. And it's like I understand why they did it. It just sucks that it had to go on like that.
Well, despite your placements, guys, this was an insane season filled with a lot of things inside of it. That being said, you guys all deserve another chance, but unfortunately, you guys are out. That being said, with 10 people left in the game, he doesn't really get 10. Instead, we'll merge at 11.
No.
You have to decide who out of your pre-merge players has the best chance in the post-merge. You guys are a team pretty much. Act like you're pitching one person to enter the game. Whoever has the best chance out of you guys will reign the votes and get placed back into the game tomorrow. Third time's a charm. This is revenge. Just to be clear, this is the only time someone getting voted out will be brought back to the game. One of you will be that person. One of you will have a shot to win season 2. You will all vote. Remember, you cannot vote for yourself. We will start with Lydia. Going up there.
Kevin doesn't get enough credit for how good he is, but I'm not convinced he'll take it as seriously as I want him to. And Carl has a god complex, so he's really good, but like he thinks he's better than he is, and then he messes up.
I think I've decided. I think it's...
Anyone who doesn't vote for this person is stupid, ugly, wrong, unless they're voting for me, then that's okay.
Good.
Mine tribe forever. Love you, Bean.
Well, this was fun. This was expected.
I really think that Paul's gonna play like the most like interesting game. I don't know how long he's gonna last, but like I really think that like he's gonna shake things up.
Everyone knew I was gonna go Mitch. I think he deserves to do that in this game. Maybe even more so than I do.
Before I read the votes, I would just like to say, you guys were never eliminated, so now I can say, you are eliminated, finally, for good today. It was a pleasure hosting and getting to know all of you, because it'll be the last time before I go. And we can drink, except for the person that goes back. That being said, the first time Syrvivor Syracuse history, I'll read the vote. First vote. Mitch. Paul.
Oh my god.
Kevin. Eli. Carl. One vote Kevin, one vote Paul, one vote Mitch, one vote Carl, one vote Eli, 5 votes Brett, 4 votes Kevin. Paul. Mitch.
2 votes Kevin, 2 votes Paul, 2 votes Mitch.
1 vote left. And the person with a third try and a shot at revenge.
Returning from the pre-merge. Come on out!
Mitch. You're officially brought back into the game. You have an uphill battle, but I think you have the support of 8/9 adjacent people who have been voted out. This is rightfully yours. You're voted back into the game. You, as well as everyone else here, has a 1 in 11 shot at winning this game.
Thank you guys so much. This means a lot. Any one of us here could have gone back and done amazing, and I'm gonna really try to do my best to make you guys proud, make this group proud, because I know there's a lot of strong competitors here, and there's a lot of us who deserve to be back in this game. Just thank you guys so much. I'm gonna make you guys proud, I promise.
For today's challenge, I all told you to charge your phones and open or download Google Docs on Austin. Unlucky, you are quarantining, you are not able to participate in this challenge. Good luck. That said, everyone take out their phone and go on the Google Docs app. For today's challenge, it'll be a mixture of active and non-active. It's a memory-based challenge. What you'll have to do, starting from that statue right there will be 2 posters on that back wall. On those posters is a grid like this, with emojis. What you'll have to do, leave your phone there, run to one of those posters, memorize as many emojis as you can, go back, plug it into the correct grid square, basically, in a matter of 8 minutes. Good challenge. Person with the most correct emojis in the correct squares, we're going to move to get them 1 in 10 shots. Oh, it's coming back. Sole Hannah's going back for a second time. Owen's going back. minute remaining. 1 minute. Going back for a final time. If the time runs out and you're at the poster, you can no longer edit. If you're here, I'll just say phones down once the time goes up. 35 seconds. Okay, risking it for one more time. Mitch as well. 28 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands off your phones, back away. In addition, the person winning will also receive clue to a new idol that they must complete with someone else. Alright, I will start from worst to best. Tied for last place with 12 correct. We have Cam and Darren. In 7th place with 17, we have Abby. In 6th place with 21, Hannah. In 5th place with 25, Gavin. The first was only separated by 4 votes. Tied for 4th place, Jack and Owen. 27. We're left with Catherine, Mitch, and Jake. In 3rd place, for 28, Catherine. And Mitch and Jake. The difference was 1 point. One of you got 31, one of you got 30. If we re-roll the tapes, you two were the only two with only 15 seconds to run back there to get here. And that was the difference. How much you guys memorized from that? We'll see. The winner scored 31. A 1 in 10 chance of winning this game. Jake.
I leave for 1 and for last.
Congratulations, you're immune for this week. You must now give someone a hit and blue. Okay.
I'm giving to Abby.
Abby, right. Abby received that clue from you on leave with him. With that said, Tribal Council Friday, someone will be, once again, the 10th person voted out of this game. I'll see you guys then.
That stings. That was a hard challenge. I'm not very good at memory, but I did my best. You know, it sucks to be 1 behind.
I almost wish somebody else had come back into the game because, like, Mitch and I are so associated together. And when he got voted out, I was like, it's fine, guys. I'm free now. You don't have to worry about me working with heroes. But now he's back. Like, I feel like I'm going to get targeted for, like, no reason.
Hopefully I won't have the big target on my back this week. Some people seem to be excited to see me again. I'm hoping that, you know, they don't want to see me go quite so soon.
I'm disappointed Jake chose to give it to Abby. I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed. I feel like that really shows his true cards.
Happy to make the merge. Yellow, definitely one of my colors. But right now I am more seething with rage at Jake Niebuhr right now.
I'm the first person to win immunity on 2 different seasons, so super pumped about that. Super pumped to have won the first immunity again for a 2nd time.
If we remember correctly, I did lead him to the immunity idol that he currently has. So for him to not give me the idol clue after winning immunity, it makes me want to chop his balls off.
Abby was the obvious choice to get the idol clue too. I was just like, you know, people already kind of assume we're close, so I felt like it was okay to give it to her. People might be pissed at me for that, but hey, they can't come for me this week.
So, he's gonna have to do some digging out of that.
But no matter what, I'm in the final 10 again, so, you know, really happy about that.
Super exciting to have made the merge. Very, very, very exciting actually. Can't believe I've actually made it. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm happy that I'm here with certain people, and hopefully we can manage to pull it out.
We made the frickin' merge. I am one of just a handful of players who have made the merge 2 times. I think something like 8 people or something, which is kind of wild out of how many frickin' people have played Syrvivor Syracuse. But I'm super excited. You know, coming back in, I didn't know how far I would be able to go. I kind of figured I would be an early target, and to some extent I was, but I've managed to get through, work really hard on a lot of different things, build relationships with a lot of different people. And I'm still standing. I'm on the gold tribe. We don't have a name yet, but we are just chilling.
Okay, so I hosted a tribe hang last night.
Little final merge. Sally, missing how many people? 5 people, but not really talking Survivor, just finally celebrating the merge.
And to everybody who made the merge, good fucking luck looking the woman who welcomed you into her home in the eyes and writing her name down at tribal council. I would like to see you try, except not at all. I don't want to see you try that. Please don't do it.
We all got together, all the people, like for most of the people on the merge tribe, all got together and went to Gabby's house for the night just to, like, you know, hang out, have a little bit of fun with each other, and, you know, it's like a little bit of a celebration for making the merge. But at the same time, there's definitely that sort of level of people not really trusting each other and knowing that someone has to get voted out.
I don't mean to sound like super obnoxious right now, but I think I'm playing a very good social game right now. I think that people really, they definitely like me a lot more than they did on the last season. Which, I mean, they didn't even really get a chance to not like me on the last season. But I feel very close to a lot of people in this tribe, and I feel like a lot of people like enjoy being around me, and I just, you know, I can't help it. I can't help this like wonderful personality. Like I was born with it, guys. Sorry, it's incurable.
Damn, I had such a great time with everyone. Not everyone was there, and I think everyone except Owen and Jack and Austin were there, but it was so fun. And some people came in, like Abby came and went. I got to talking with Cam and Catherine, and like, wow, that was like the first time I talked with them, and I'm like, damn, y'all are so cool.
We had Cam and Kat, who I had never really hung out with before. They're both super nice. Kat was so fun, Cam was so fun. I really like them, would really be down to work with them. Derek showed up. You know, he's a fun guy. He's Derek. He's great. Would also like to get to know him.
Derek's so nice. Derek's so nice. I fucked him over so hard. Like, just talking with him again, he's so nice. He laughs at all my jokes. Like, that's all you can ask from a man, you know?
Mitch was there. I love Mitch. I love him so much, and he really likes me too, which is great because it's Mitch. Like, he's a good player. If he makes it through this week, which I don't know if he will, but that's a good person to definitely have in your pocket.
I obviously hung with Owen and Mitch before that, and like, I love them. Like, they're fun.
Hannah baked some brownies, and we just kind of watched Survivor and chatted. Not really about our game, just other stuff. And, you know, I kind of forgot in playing Survivor, you do become friends with these people, like, inadvertently, even if you don't plan on it. And I really like Mitch, and
Hannah and Gabby.
I'm a little afraid of what I'm gonna do, so I really need to ground myself tomorrow and remind myself that this is not the time to get sentimental.
I won individual immunity, which makes me the first player in Survivor Syracuse history to win immunity on, or individual immunity on more than one season.
Jake won, which is fine. Give a clue to Abby, kind of telling.
I think this is the first time people are realizing, like, oh, Abby and Jake are close. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the ass, but I'm still, even if it does, I'm so glad Jake gave it to me over anyone else because I want to know where this idol is.
We might have a little bit of a problem on our hands. So I was obviously pissed after the challenge, and you know, I texted Jake something kind of like, oh, like, interesting choice, and he sent me the idol clue, and I was like, oh, all right, that's great. We're gonna mend a few fences here, you know.
Honestly, she threw a little bit of a temper tantrum. I'm not gonna lie to you. I understand being upset, but the way she like texted me, she's like, that was an interesting choice, and I was like, okay, why do you need to fucking talk to me like that? And then she does all this, and then I give her the clue, and she immediately sends it to Jack, and Jack is like, oh my god, she immediately shared it with me. So I'm like, Gabby, this is why I don't want to share it with you, because you don't trust me. I'm not your number one person, and you know you're not my number one, or you should know that you're not my freaking number one person, because you do shit like this, and you send stuff to other people. So I'm like, how can I trust you when you do that? And the thing is, it doesn't matter, because Jack already knew, which is the beauty of this all.
So I think it's important to note that this is the week I got voted out last season. So I am terrified. This idol clue makes no sense. I'm going to look tomorrow a lot. I looked today briefly with Jake and Abby.
Back here. This is the hardest clue we've had yet, I think. Oh my god, this is a little creepy back here.
I think in terms of strategy, it's really important to think about just one vote at a time. The first vote is always the most important in the merge. You really see where things lie and what lines are being drawn. And I think Jake's advantage would be pretty sweet to play this week.
Jake's advantage is like he can like have everyone reveal who they voted for instead of Luke reading the votes. So that's interesting. That could cause hostility between people.
I think it's important to note that I'm feeling very comfortable with my relationship with Catherine too. I think that will be something that will be very underrated in the future. I think Catherine is a great person. Much like Madison, I think she's someone that would have my back.
I talked to Jack, and you know, he's like so worried, and I'm like, you know what, it's fine. He doesn't even know what to do, which like kind of baffles me because he seems like the person that would like, you know, rally up his troops and come up with a plan. But he seems like he's on the outs of his villain's tribe. I don't know. I mean, I was kind of throwing out, not necessarily throwing out, but I guess voicing doubt about Hannah because she was kind of sus around Owen, that he told me, and she's been sus around Derek, and it's just like really weird. I can't remember specifically what she was saying, but it seemed like she made them uncomfortable. But if I could, it's complicated because people want, aka Cam and Mitch, want Hannah to vote with heroes. They think that the heroes are all going to be voting together and running the game. But I want to put together some other group. I will not be voting against heroes this week, I want to put together a group that will vote a villain out.
If Hannah thinks she's on the bottom too much, she could be a potential flipper to the hero side.
I'm open. Like, they've already seen me. I voted out Carl. Like, I voted with Mitch and Cassidy. I've done things in this game that was for other people, regardless of tribal lines.
And while I don't want her to, I'm gonna pretend like I am thinking about also flipping to the hero side, but not too much. I just want to be a friendly face who you would feel bad about voting out right now because they're kind of being loyal to you.
I think everyone is sleeping on Owen at this point. I think Owen could definitely flip to the other side. And I think a lot of people are underestimating him. He seems pretty distant from the group. And every day that goes by, I regret giving him an idol. I just don't know what to expect from him anymore.
Owen responds to one of my texts where I asked to talk to him, and we talk. And I say, Owen, my man, my friend, I know you had your meeting. I don't want to know who's going home. I just need to know if it's me or not. And he's stumbling. He's like, I don't know if I can. And I'm just standing there with puppy dog eyes going like. And then he doesn't verbalize it to me. He doesn't verbalize it to me. He's like, I think you're. Which, I don't speak facial expressions, but I assume that means that I will be safe.
I talked to Owen, and Owen and I think, are on better terms from the last time we talked because I wrote his name down, and that was kind of a bad thing. God, I still kind of feel bad about that. But Owen and I think, are on better terms after talking, and I think he's someone that could make a move with me. And it's scary to trust him, but I think he could be a good person to do that.
Just when I think the villains have completely flipped the script and turned this game around and I'm in a great spot, who comes walking back into the game but Mitch? Of all people, he got screwed one of the hardest out of my idols.
I've got no hard feelings against the dude. He is a good move. I hate getting idled out. That's twice now. It is absolutely the worst. I have got a bad history with idols being played in my tribals. See, I'm not a huge fan. But, Owen did what he had to do to keep going in this game, and I applaud him for that.
I like Mitch a lot, but I don't know if he wants to work with me. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job at, one, maintaining a low profile in this game, not being seen as too much of a threat. The double idol thing, some people might, have me on their radar. I know nobody wants to see a hat trick, but I could get lucky and it might happen.
Hearing about him going to exile, win the puzzle, and finding that other idol in the logo was pretty cool. So, he's definitely a great player. I think it would do well. Yeah, I would do well to work with him.
Mitch came back on the game. That's pretty sick. Also kind of weird. So, from an outsider's perspective looking in, there's 11 people left, and you would think that it has gone from a 6-4 split to a 6-5 split. I'm not positive if that's the case. Love Mitch. I love him to death. So does everybody. And because everybody does, Mitch has options.
He's definitely a threat in this game. He's smart. He knows how to play. He went far in our season, but I don't think that's any reason to vote him out anytime soon.
I'm just not positive that Mitch is guaranteed on our side. And it's simply just because why would he want to join a losing team?
Well, I think Derek might be a good option to take out this week just because I feel like he is very loyal to the heroes, even though he says that he's down for anything. That's not really how Derek has played historically.
my ideal situation, I think, or what I'm wanting to happen this week is I'd prefer if Austin were to go.
Everyone is terrified of him. I can't say I'm terrified of him, but everybody is freaked out about this guy. Abby, when she talks about him and idol plays, literally makes no sense. She literally makes no sense and confuses me so much. I don't know how I'm gonna put up with that for much longer.
Or if a villain had to go, I'd prefer it be Abby, because Jake is safe this week, and I'm just very suspicious of the Abby-Jake duo.
I think my first choice right now would be Abby. I just think that she might be kind of positioned decently. I haven't talked to her at all, and I don't expect that to change too much. I don't know. Jake said he will do what he can to keep me. I think Hannah's kind of on the same page.
I heard something tonight, like they were talking like heavily during Transitional Tribe Week, and I was like, I stayed out of it, but I think I am very, very, very behind when it comes to villain relationships.
We have Abby, I guess, was brought up by a couple of people. Don't really know why Abby, just I guess because she has the idol clue. So gotta vote somebody, so I guess it's gotta be her.
I mean, it's weird that Jake gave Abby the clue. I think Owen and Jack were a little bit offended that Jake didn't give them the clue because they thought that they were closer to Jake than Abby. But Abby, I guess, is really close with Jake.
I just shared the clue with Owen, and I don't think he's gonna share it with Austin. And I told them, I was like, my hesitation is that you'd return the favor to Austin and share it with him. But he was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then he also really thinks Austin has the idol. He's like, I don't even think Austin was doing me a favor with that because I'm pretty sure he already has the idol anyways. And I was like, oh, that's true. So he has no idea Jake actually has that idol. But I'm just, if Jake gets up and plays that idol, I'll probably act surprised.
If there's an idol play, Jake plays the idol for Abby, or Abby goes home.
I think that this week is probably our best opportunity to get Austin out.
She was just like, I would really like to see Austin go, and I think Jack feels the same way. They're both very nervous with Austin, and I definitely am too. I think he's such a big challenge threat that obviously that scares me.
He was completely unable to participate in the individual immunity challenge, and Derek is saying that he's 90% sure that there's no way that Austin could possibly have an idol. And this week is probably the week that the villains are most inclined to stay solidly villain strong. So let's just do it. Like, why keep them in any longer? Why? He won. He got his little Venmo request. Like, he got his little prize. He don't need to be here.
I don't know what people are waiting for. You know, they've completed this whole game that it's just heroes sticking heroes strong, but as soon as the numbers turn and some heroes start playing, it doesn't matter anymore.
Everyone's like, let's not have this game be heroes versus villains, but at the same time, nobody's doing anything to change.
I think they'd be foolish to do that, but I also don't see anything else happening this week.
I have talked to like so many freaking people today. All the villains, all the heroes, like 2 times over. And I was pretty miserable. I was pretty sad. Just because I wasn't getting a lot of answers to my questions. Every time I was like, do you guys know what's going on? Everybody on the villains were kind of like, it's kind of been radio silence over here. And then obviously they would say the stereotypical like, oh, well, we don't want it to be heroes versus villains forever. Which I'm like, okay. And then they're like, that being said, we don't want to do anything this week. And I'm like, oh.
Welcome back to Moru 11. to your first merged tribal council. So we'll get straight into it, not wasting any time. Austin, go to you first. Welcome back. Hope you're feeling better from COVID. Yeah. That said, since I didn't ask you before and I asked everyone here, how does it feel to be making the merge in a season like this?
Oh, it feels great. I'm kind of surprised to be getting it like that. But I'm excited to play the last couple of weeks over before I make that. But I'm definitely the best of luck. I think we're all great players in the spots here.
So Derek, before we get into the challenge in this week, talk to me what happened when you guys dropped the buffs. Did something happen?
I think we were all suspecting that something was going to happen because if there was like a final two, then it would have been an even jury. And we're like, Luke doesn't like that. So we were all thinking that something might happen, but when you actually said that somebody was coming back and Mitch walked through those doors, it was a rush of fresh air.
So Mitch, going to the person at hand. Welcome back. How does it feel to get a second chance, technically third chance at it?
Yeah, feels great. You know, I had 2 goals this season, to have 1 vote go my way and to make it to merge. So I did that. I'm pretty excited. Third time's the charm is what they say. So we'll see how true that is.
Fair enough. So with 11 people, that makes 6 villains, 5 heroes. Owen, speak to me about Mitch's re-entry. You had the pleasure of working with Mitch on the Lolly tribe. What was your thoughts when he came back in?
Yeah, well, I echo other people's sentiments. I think Mitch is a great guy. I was sad that we couldn't, work better together on the Lolly tribe, but it was kind of hectic, only 5 people. But now that it's merged, it's a whole new game, and I'm really just trying to find out where I stand among the heroes and among the villains, and try to make the best moves to get me furthest in the game.
So, Abby, talk to me about the challenge. You asked personally, what if you get it in one try? So, how was your results and how did you do in that challenge?
Okay, first of all, I thought 8 minutes was a lot longer. Second of all, didn't know you could search for emojis, and I underestimated how long it would take to find emojis. Didn't take that into account. Yeah, I didn't do too much. I think I got like 1 row. But it was a good challenge. I really liked it. I wish I did better at it, but I'm glad Jake won. I didn't think he was going to win because he ran past me and said how bad he was doing. But it was a fun challenge. I enjoyed it.
So, Jake, like Abby said, you won this challenge. How does it feel to be safe in such a big tribal council as the first merge group?
It feels really fucking good, Luke. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, there's so much uncertainty coming into the vote today. I'm not sure anyone is like certain that it's gonna go their way. So like, I'm just really happy to, no matter what, know that I'll still be here. Because there's been, I don't know, the vibe has just been very tense the past, like specifically the past 24 hours. I feel like.
So Gabby, Jake says that this week was tense. How was this week for you? Was it tense?
It was tense, but only up until like the 11th hour. I was really shocked by how quiet it was at the beginning.
Jack, speaking of 3 weeks ago, you guys were on the bottom with very minimal numbers towards the heroes. Then it was hero, 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 back after back. That said, did you experience the same thing that you were trying to petition to the heroes to make a move, to flip, not a hero, like you guys are going to the end as heroes? Did you experience the same thing?
I think these situations are a little different. I think the 3-tribe divide made it a little bit unique, especially because I was on a tribe with 4 villains. I mean, you could see with the Lolly tribe, there was a clear divide, and that kind of shook out how it did. But no, there are similarities because when you're that far down like we were, there are desperate times. But I think it's a little bit different this time because we're also open to playing the game.
So Derek, say that Heroes Villains is still there, and it is chopped 6-5. That said, how do you plan with this week? Is it just like a pitching thing?
Yeah. You pitch things, you see what people catch, and if that doesn't work, then all you can really do is kind of sit back and hope it's not you.
Owen, technically you're in the majority with the villains. That said, the jury will start at some point. It might be today, it might not. That said, do you make a big move at this first tribal council as a merge, or do you keep it simple because it is still early?
It depends on who you ask. I mean, if you're a crazy game player and you want to make a move, now would be the time to do so. I feel like merge, people are starting to think about end game rather than just teams. So I think if you still consider it heroes versus villains and you're in the majority, I still don't think you can get too comfortable.
Jake, on another note, you received votes at the transition. Do you hold that into account and possibly determine something of relevance in this vote because of that?
I mean, definitely things that happen in this game always come into account, but at the same time, the transition was such a weird week where it wasn't a lot of social calls, it was a lot of talking to people and, giving my pitch. At the same time, we weren't in a situation where we were all guaranteed to be together in the next round after that. So in the end, I think people ultimately, maybe had closer connections to the other villains. So personally, I don't hold it against them. I don't hold it against them. I understand why they wrote my name down, and I just would prefer they didn't do it again at any point. But that's Syrvivor, so it is what it is.
And Kat, when talking to those people, what are some specific things that you say to try to stay in the game?
I don't know. I think it's just trying to build trust and to see where they're at with other people, and just, I guess, kind of talking about future plans to work together and try to make something happen.
And Abby, speaking about future plans, do you think this vote is necessarily not how it will affect today, but how it will affect few further votes down the line?
Probably. I think you could say that about any vote in the merge. Like if you watch Sole Syrvivor, it can change week, alliances can change week to week, so I feel like any merge vote is kind of telling and critical.
Well, we'll see if this one is. It's now time to vote. Mitch, you will start. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I will tally the votes. If anyone wants to use a unity idol or an advantage, now is the time to do so.
Give me 1 second. I thought, since we are in such a special occasion, I would do something a little different today. So this is my advantage from Exile. It's called the See the Script advantage. Basically tonight, instead of Luke reading the votes, all of us are going to reveal who we voted for. There you go.
This See the Script advantage is a real advantage, which means everyone will be receiving back the vote that they've written, and they will read their vote aloud to everyone. We'll go in the order that you voted, so we'll go boom, 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 ending with Abby. All right? Abby. So Abby.
Sorry.
Second vote, Abby. Two votes Abby, 2 votes Derek.
Sorry, Derek.
Abby.
3 votes Abby, 3 votes Derek. 5 votes left.
Abby.
Abby. Derek. 4 votes Abby, 4 votes Derek. 3 votes left.
I'm sorry, dude.
Abby.
5, 5. And vote. 1. Derek, can you come up here?
Sorry, Derek.
6, that's enough. And drop the vote.
It's been a pleasure, guys. I totally understand it. Only thing I'll ask, wear jeans next travel for me in my honor. I appreciate that. Only other thing I'll say is, Owen, I had a lot of respect for you, my guy, and you lied to my face when you said that I wouldn't be the one going home this week. So, I understand it, but I lost a lot of respect for you guys.
Alright, Derek, the tribe has spoken. You are the 10th person voted off in this game again, and the first member of the Next time on Syrvivor.
The girls are fighting! Yes!
Shit has definitely hit the fan.
Today's challenge will be a puzzle gauntlet.
I don't want to sit here and watch another hero go. I feel like there's definitely a target on my back. I am at the end of my rope.
Would love to write her name down as soon as possible.
I'm gonna lose it. I really am.
I knew there was a chance that I was going home. Owen really gave me a false sense of hope. I know that I lied to his face, but the reality is he didn't have to tell me anything, and instead of not telling me anything, he decided to tell me a lie. Obviously I don't hate him. I love the guy, he's a nice guy, I love everybody. And I wish that I could be playing more than anything, but I'm glad that I got to be a part of a jury and see this all play out, so just glad to be a part of it. Thanks for following my journey, guys.